Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net's Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Transmission commencing.
This is Wookiee Radio. Translated for the Wookiee impaired. I like that Wookiee. Your hosts, Ken, Derek, and Mike, bring you the latest news and commentary from the far reaches of the galaxy.
Hold it. Hold it. I said hold it.
Subscribe today on iTunes and Stitcher.
I just assumed he's a Wookiee.
Start listening today, and remember,
the Force will be with you, always.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with a pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 435.
Sexiest podcast on the network, Brian.
Yeah.
Are we the overstuffiest podcast on the network?
Oh, bro, it's not even Thanksgiving and I'm overstuffed.
I didn't know if you would be or not, because I know you already, you did one Thanksgiving, so I didn't know if you still
I for sure did another
threw down.
One too. I didn't act like a complete asshole though, which is good. I just acted like that today.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah,
which makes sense, right?
Right. I woke up that morning and I must have been sleeping weird or something because my back was being an asshole again. And it was kind of spasming, and I was like, well, I'm going to take one of those muscle relaxers I have, because those seem to help.
Did you mix it with booze?
Obviously, no.
It is Thanksgiving,
right? Yeah, gotta celebrate. Yeah. No, But so because of taking that though, it knocked me, made me sleepies. So I didn't go to the family thing, but my mom brought a bunch of food home, and I made an absolute pig of myself afterwards because I woke up and I was like, I'm starving, and I was like, oh, here's a giant plate of food, and I smashed almost all of it, and then felt horrible afterwards, but worth it.
I mean, that's kind of what happens, right?
Yeah. It's funny because in the past years I've gotten really good about not doing that. Like, I've been more the type to just take a reasonable amount because there's almost always extra, so I could almost always be like, hey, can I take a plate for later? But
right.
Yeah. Wasn't the option this year. I looked at the plate and was like, nah, I'm eating all this. I might eat the plate too if it gets in the way.
Well, it was like for me, it was the first year I went to Michelle's family's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be a complete glutton and savage.
It would have been funny. Yeah. You're on your fourth plate.
Yeah, exactly, right? I'm already undoing my pants and stuff.
Yeah, they're like, well, we were going to send food home with everybody, but Tony apparently decided no one needs leftovers.
Oh, man, it was, but I mean, I did make an ass of myself when we got there because I was starving.
Right.
And they busted out cheese crackers and smoked sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went ham on that tray.
I've done that too, at Christmas gatherings and stuff, because you're so hungry, and it's you have to wait for everyone to get there, and by the time everyone gets there, it's like, dude, it's been 10 hours since I've eaten. I need to eat, and
yeah, I need to eat.
Yeah, so whatever is laid out, usually I'm hoping for veggie tray, because then at least if I make an animal of myself, at least I'm just eating vegetables,
Well, that's true. I mean, that's a staple my mom makes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a veggie tray, and she makes it it looks like a kind of veggie tray you'd buy from a nice, catering place, but it's just all her.
Yeah.
Cuts everything up and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I always make an ass of myself there too, because I'm just ooh, it's because there's dill dip.
Oh yeah, right.
And I'm just jumping up on the cabinets and dropping Macho Man elbows on it,
Right. Yeah.
I guess we need one of these now.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm with you. I if I see the meat and cheese tray though, I mean, I might box out anyone trying to come at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of nah, this is mine. I done posted up here. You're gonna have to find something else.
Basically, when I see the meat and cheese tray, it's like in Skyrim when a dragon finds you, just hear a roar and the battle music starts playing.
Right.
It's just me dominating the tray.
You just hunch over the thing, got your arms out and you're spread out like you're a raven or something, trying to scare off another animal.
Got the cheese knife in prime stabbing position.
Right. As you do.
As you do.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah, I mean, I didn't go psycho on Thanksgiving like I normally do, which is nice for a change.
Right.
But I mean, man, that meat and cheese tray, I went hard on.
Yeah.
The food is good though. I mean, I did enjoy all the food.
Mm-hmm. So here's a question for you.
What's up?
So was there, do they do anything that you were like, this is weird? Food wise. I don't mean maybe they celebrate, wow, I can't think of what it's called now. Holy shit.
Merry Kwanzaa?
Festivus or something like that. It's like if they were having their airing of grievances at Thanksgiving or something, be like, okay, this is a little different, but.
I mean, food wise, it was all pretty your standard issue. I mean, there was a giant thing of baked beans, which I've never really seen at a Thanksgiving gathering. Mm-hmm. But I mean, pretty much it was all your standard, stuffing, potatoes, gravy, turkey, the standard issue stuff.
All right. I just always ask people when they go to a new one because, I've read some stuff online where, people have really stumbled into some weird stuff that's just some family tradition or something like that. So.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did bring the cranberry sauce, and that was it.
Yeah, it looked like you murdered on that.
Fuck, dude.
That looked good.
I'm going to make a legit-ass cranberry. I threw apples and cherries and stuff in it. It was awesome.
Right, yeah.
I made so much because like the recipe I made is like use like 6 apples. Well, I looked at a recipe and I stole from the recipe that I wanted to use, basically.
Right, yeah.
Like kind of like what I do anyway with recipes. I just kind of steal the good stuff from a couple different ones and put it in all together, you know?
Yeah. The recipe calls for like 1 large apple and you're like, fuck you, and you put like 12 in it.
Yeah, exactly. By 1, you mean 1 dozen, bitch. Yeah, I was throwing together. I was like, man, this is making so much. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
And I have so much left over that I just threw the leftovers in the freezer because, like, my family's doing Christmas in like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
We're crazy because my parents are going out of town. They're gonna get back in South Carolina when come Christmas time.
Right.
So they're like, we're gonna do Christmas early this year, guys. You know, like on Thanksgiving. My whole family's shifting their calendars.
And you're like, this isn't how it works.
Like, what are we, Mayans? What's going on here?
You can't just, you can't just rewrite things.
Yeah, what is this? I didn't know this is the month of the Jaguar.
At least it's in the right month, though. At least
true.
At least it's not like, well, we're going to go ahead and celebrate Thanksgiving in September. Be like, no, it's
Well, because it hit me yesterday. I was like, oh shit! Like 2 weeks is my parents' Christmas. I'm like, I haven't bought presents yet.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that earlier today. I was like, wow, I probably should buy. I mean, I don't have a lot of people to buy for, but still, I should probably get on that though, because
So like, that's what I did. I Kemosabe jumped on it, and I was like, all right, I need to get something for this person, something for this person. Got to get my kids. Although my kids won't get their shit till Christmas Eve.
Right.
But I mean, some of the deals I saw online yesterday, because. And the day before Black Friday stuff, I was like, I can't really pass that up. So
it's weird. I didn't really. I mean, a lot of it was I didn't have very much money, so I really didn't do a lot of scouring of the deals like I normally do for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Even I haven't really even looked. I mean, I've bought 2 things, and both things have been for myself. So
excellent work.
Well, one, because one was, Call of Duty.
You got it?
No, I don't have it yet. I bought it. It sucks because by the time I had the money, Walmart didn't have it on sale anymore, but Best Buy still did for like $39.99, so $1 more.
Right.
So I went ahead and ordered it, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna get free shipping on it. And then afterwards, I was like, oh man, I didn't realize free shipping was like it'll be here Friday, basically.
Oh, boo. What sucks is you missed out on Double XP weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I was having like flashbacks from when we used to play Call of Duty like fiends.
Well, plus I don't get the hours of Double XP.
Oh, right.
Because Walmart raised the price on that to $49.99. So
what a bunch of jerks.
Yeah. And apparently that's their Cyber Monday price. So, whatever. No big deal. But
well, at least you got it and we can eventually shoot people in the face.
Yeah, exactly. So
like any shooter, it's got quite the learning curve, but I'm starting to adjust now. You start to learn where people run, and you just like, whoa,
Right. Well, for me, the consistency in those games is that I'm not great at them, so there's really no curve for me. So
it's just a flat plane.
Yeah. It's more like a wall.
Well, fair enough.
I just run real hard at it.
It's just vertical.
Yeah. Just run really, really hard at it and hope one of these days I'll get through it.
Yeah, so I had to do some like surprise Christmas shopping I wasn't expecting to do yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I mean I did buy one thing for myself because I don't think why take the chance of saying because you never know someone might be listening.
Test a koozie.
Oh, I wish. Actually, it was a koozie I bought for myself.
Oh, funny.
Because Dick's Sporting Goods had a Yeti stuff on it, like 25% off.
Oh, right.
And I've been wanting one of those Yeti koozies forever. Because I've heard amazing things about them.
Right.
Yeah.
To put your balls in, right?
Duh.
Okay.
I actually need 2, 1 for each ball.
Right. Well, if you're going to live like a fancy gentleman, and yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're going to put them both in one?
What's shocking is they don't make thigh straps for those.
They should.
They should.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, all in all, Thanksgiving was pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how about yourself there? Oh, you already told me. Never mind. Yeah. You ate like a savage because you'd got knocked out from meds.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good otherwise as far as, like the food and everything was was good and kind of hit that spot. You know, it's like even though a lot of the stuff you have at other points of the year, you know, it's still, there's something about just making an absolute monster of yourself and eating it all at one time, you know?
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like, it reminds you of like, you know, like, a lot of times like a kid where you'll be like, do you want this or this? And they're just like, yes, you know? And...
Yeah, that is my favorite. When you're like, well, I've got about 2 square inches of space on the corner of my plate, so I can clearly put a pile of broccoli salad there.
Right. And if I layer the ham or turkey correctly, I can essentially create a second plate on the plate.
A plate on a plate. And then you also got to be like, well, clearly I need to have a turkey dam between the gravy and stuffing potatoes and the cranberry sauce.
Right. Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's good times.
Yep, exactly. So
now I have to know something. Maybe you know the answer. Maybe someone listens to the show knows the answer.
No, we don't.
But I was online earlier that day, and there was a shitload of memes on the internet that involved the mummy and Thanksgiving, right?
Okay.
And then when we went to Thanksgiving, TV was on, and the Mummy Returns was on TV. Is this a thing? Is the Mummy or get showed on TV every Thanksgiving and I don't know it?
I don't know. The only thing I know that's on Thanksgiving is football. Nothing else exists to me on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so
I was so confused. And well, speaking of confused, Michelle's grandpa's like, "What is this, Children of the Corn?" Because it was like all these little like pygmy mummies running through the jungle.
Oh, right.
And I think Lawrence is like, "Yeah, I think so."
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Would have been funny as if like you turn the channel to something else and you'd be like, "What is this, Children of the Corn?"
Yeah, what is?
Like, no, Grandpa, this is football. Yeah.
Oh man, but no, today I made an ass of myself food wise.
Yeah.
Because last week, my kids and Jeannie, they were in California hanging out with Neil and Annalise, which I heard they had an amazing time out there.
Yeah.
And, they came back, so Leah spent the weekend with me since, I hadn't really seen her in a week.
Mm-hmm.
And, boy, today, we went and got her haircut, which is fine, Danny, and then it was like, she got her where she gets her haircuts out in Perrysburg, going local.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, we should go to Swig for lunch. Because Swig is amazing. It's a little a gastro pub locally here to make their own sausages and hot dogs, and it's just delicious.
Yep.
And boy, did they have Bourbon County Stout on tap, and I've never had that beer before.
Yeah.
So I had to have one because I've never, like I said, never had it.
Right.
It's like sweet and boozy and delicious. Dude, that's a 15.2% stout.
Yeah.
It was very good.
I would like to have it, but it's generally like insane per bottle. So
yeah, I've never seen it in a bottle.
Yeah, God, where was it? Oh, the Stube had it once, like a few years ago. Because I was talking with, oh man, I can't think of his name now. The guy who was our server. Sam, thank you. Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, we got that in," and I was like, "How?" I think it was like $15 or $17 a bottle or something, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah, I paid. I think it was like $8 for 10 ounces of it or something crazy.
That sounds about right.
But it's like I'd never had it and I've never seen it, so I was like, I have to have it.
Right. I probably would have jumped on one of those too because I'm the same. Like because the only thing I had thought of with the bottle would have been like, like we could maybe get a few of us together on it and just split the bottle so everyone can taste it, basically.
Yeah, right.
Because that's a lot of money.
But yeah, so yeah, they had that going for it. So I had one of those, but then they got amazing hot dogs there. So I had a couple of Coney dogs, and I had a cup of their beer cheese soup, which is full of bratwurst. Oh, so good.
Right.
So good. But then from there, the three of us wandered up the road to a coffee shop, and then we had Buckeyes and coffee. And then Lee and I went to Kroger's because I was like, well, we gotta get some stuff for dinner. So we ended up buying stuff at Kroger's. I had more coffee, and we got back here, and I made all kinds of food, like burgers on the grill and all these vegetables, and Leah made brownies, which were so good. We dumped a whole, family-sized bag or whatever of peanut butter M&Ms in the brownie batter.
Yeah.
Dude, I regret life. I ate so much food tonight.
Yeah.
But man, it was good. But like I was expecting, you like a peanut, like an M&M cookie, like there's M&Ms and you crunch through them and stuff.
Yeah.
In the brownies, the peanut butter M&Ms just basically vanished and just became peanut butter goodness throughout the whole thing.
Right.
Oh God, it was good.
I like that.
Oh man, and also cast iron skillet, amazing for making brownies.
Yeah, they are.
Right?
For sure. Yep.
Those things are good for everything.
Yep.
Saute vegetables. Yep. Make cornbread. Yep. Bash an intruder. Yep.
Bedpan. Yep.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't recommend it.
Fucking savage. I'm looking forward to going back to work. Maybe like work some of the shit off I ate the past 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're not far enough into the season yet to where, plus I doubt where you work, there'll be like trays of cookies and stuff being brought in by people. So.
Well, apparently the dude I work with makes cookies every year and gives them to select people, and I've joined that cadre.
Oh, well, all right. So
yeah.
I stand corrected.
Right?
Because I was going to say, that's one advantage of the kind of place you work at is not like a lot of offices where like everybody's bringing, baked goods and leftovers and whatever. And you're like, oh, geez, stop it.
Yeah, exactly. Could you stop for the love of Pete?
My beatus.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Like Jesus, I only had beatus before. Now I got gouts and beatus.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking I'm working on it now.
Yeah, it's no fun.
No fun at all.
No.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Yeah, but it's been a nice little week there.
Well,
we have. I can't remember if I talked about it on this last show. I did. I talked about how we're watching Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
In episode 1, how terrible the CGI. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're up to the point where we need to watch. Was it Rogue Squadron or Rogue One?
Yeah, Rogue One.
Because we're watching them chronologically.
Right.
Like you do.
Right.
But what I did, and I don't think Michelle saw this coming, is in between episode 2 and 3, I slipped in the Cartoon Network Star Wars Clone Wars shorts.
Nice.
Because, there's a lot that happens in those shorts that don't get explained in the third movie.
Right.
There's characters.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind they did that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Especially if, like General Grievous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I was telling her, in the cartoon, he's just a menace to society.
Yeah, he really is.
And then the movie's all like,
yeah.
And you have no idea who he is or why that happened, why he has asthma, or
Well, it's space asthma, like.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
He's getting that space dust, mesothelioma.
He's old. That's what I mean. He smoked a lot when he was younger.
Yeah, I mean, see what happens, kids.
Yep.
See what happens when you smoke death sticks.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just mind blowing to me.
Yeah, he really is just kind of a. Yeah.
He's just kind of there.
Yeah, an afterthought is the way it felt, even though he's not at all.
No, because like I said, in the animated stuff, he's like whacking Jedis left and right.
Yeah, he's a badass. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's just like.
Well, he was. Who was it? He was Yoda's Padawan, wasn't he?
I don't even know.
I don't fucking remember.
I know Count Dooku was.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. Not Grievous. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of interesting going back and watching them because there's a lot of stuff. I'm like, why would they do this? like you're like, like you had the original movies, 4, 5, and 6. And you're like, okay, so Luke Skywalker grew up on Tatooine. He lived with his aunt and uncle. Okay. So then you watch the prequels, and you're like, why would they hide Darth Vader's son in the house where his mom was sheltered at? I don't understand.
It's the last place they'd look for him. Duh.
I mean, maybe. Except behind the couch.
Right, yeah. God damn it. That's an old pull. I mean, because he had Obi-Wan like creeping around, protecting him, lurking around in the shadows, because that's not weird.
True.
Like, why does this old guy keep showing up around this kid? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's pretty weird, though.
And like, in the prequels, R2-D2 and C-3PO hang out with everybody, but then you think Vader would be like, those fucks,
Yeah.
I remember those guys.
Yeah.
I built that one, actually.
Right. Well, maybe that
I mean, I know this is probably stuff that people talked about years ago. Yeah. It's just watching them again. It's kind of like, brought it all back up.
Right. Well, it's I don't know. I find I think it's fun to do that sometimes though too. Like for some of these movies, even though they hold a special place in our hearts and everything, it's still fun to kind of shit on them a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's done with love.
Now, what I'm wondering with Disney Plus, because we're up to the point where, after we watch, Rogue, whatever it's called, we're going into the original trilogy.
Right.
And I want to know, does Disney Plus have like the actual original trilogy, or they have the one that George Lucas just took a steaming dump on of CGI?
Well, funny story about that.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, I don't quote me, but I think it's supposed to be the like remastered ones.
Oh.
No, not the ones that he took a dump on, like before that. So
we might have like Han shooting first, and
I think Han shoots first. There's a new, like they made it to where I can't think what it is that he says. Greedo says something before he gets shot, though.
He's like, "Go fuck your mother."
Yeah.
Like, what? What'd you say?
Man, that'd be so good. Like in the the special never before seen uncut version, like whoever it is playing Greedo, ad-libbed a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Greedo opens up his wallet and shows Han a picture of him like green balls deep in his mom.
Yep.
I wonder Han shot first.
Right. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see, because I remember when those ones came out, I was all like, oh, sweet, remastered, and then you're like, oh, why would they add this weird creature there? Oh, what's with this Jabba scene that's totally unnecessary? Yeah. What? Greedo shoots first?
Yeah.
There's so much in it that just hurt my feelings, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, here, I got it pulled up, what he says here or whatever.
Oh, God. Why would they change it? Just keep it how it was.
My feeling is every time it goes to a different platform, they should add something new to it. That should be like the thing. Oh, my God. That'd be hilarious. Where is it? Here we go. It says, 97, Lucas changed the scene so Greedo shoots first, which, everyone pissed on.
Yeah.
And then he changed it in 2004 to where they shoot basically at the same time, with Greedo firing a little before. The version currently available for streaming still has Greedo and Han shooting each other at nearly the same time, but not until after Greedo shouts a phrase that sounds like Macklunky.
Macklunky, huh?
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't seen any memes or anything with it. There's been a decent amount.
I have not, actually, no.
So,
I mean, I remember when I was a kid, and it's just like, the first time you're sitting there watching, you're like, whoa, because it's stuff you've never seen before.
Oh, okay. Real quick here. It says at the bottom, it says that a writer this is from vulture.com, she pointed out on Twitter what Greedo is saying is likely the Huttese, I'm guessing, phrase Macklunky, which pops up a few times elsewhere in the Star Wars universe and means something along the lines of, this will be the end of you. Having Greedo say it probably is a way to make him all the more threatening and make Han seem all the less murderous.
Yeah, but that's what Han's supposed to be. He's a goddamn criminal, basically.
Yeah.
And that's why, when you're a kid, you're like, holy shit, you just shot that guy.
Yeah. Well, that's like Star Wars is full of, like, it's all redemption arcs.
Yeah, for sure.
And that part of it is, Han has his redemption.
He has it in the first movie.
Right.
Because he's like, I'm not doing that Death Star shit. And then who comes in at the very end of the movie? Spoilers.
Right. Greedo,
yeah.
Never saw it coming. Macklunky, and he blows up the Death Star. No, I don't know. All right, that's what I want to do. I want to go in. I want to Photoshop his head on Luke's when they're doing the
doing the trench run.
The trench run. Macklunky, and he blows it up.
Macklunky. Then you got to Photoshop him in when he's getting that like shiny gold medal.
Right. Or in when they're in the Millennium Falcon and Luke's like, I shot one, and Han does the don't get cocky, kid.
Don't get cocky, kid.
Instead of saying I got one,
Macklunky.
No. Instead of Luke yelling I got one, he'll just go Macklunky, and then he shot one, and then Han does the don't get cocky, kid.
Wait, how about this? How about we Greedo gets photoshopped in or whatever, so he yells Macklunky, and he's in the Falcon, and then it cuts to just the Jawa going Odini.
Just for no reason.
Just for no reason.
I like this. This is a good plan. Man. Yeah, so unfortunately you're gonna get to see them.
I mean, I guess I can deal with that, but if it's not the rest of the crap, like I don't want to see random creatures CGI'd in the background, and like I said, that scene of CGI Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my eyes developed AIDS the first time I watched that.
Well, that was probably going to happen anyway.
I mean, probably. It was just like, oof.
Yeah. I know. I remember when they first did that, because I remember the previous versions, like all of a sudden the value of them on like eBay jumped because people were wanting to buy those versions again because they didn't want the new, especially the Han shot second garbage,
Yeah, that was the hottest of garbage.
Yeah. That's like,
Yeah, some would call it Macklunky.
Some would.
That's actually what I'm gonna get in like a Arca tattooed on my stomach, Macklunky.
That's
Macklunky
good.
life.
Yeah, that's. This will be the end of you life. I mean, I guess it almost works, right?
I guess. Like what?
Like I think you forgot an R, but
instead of like the AK, it's Greedo's blaster.
Mm-hmm.
Macklunky life.
Jeez. Oh shit.
Yeah, terrible.
Can't they just leave it alone, man?
Why can't they just leave it alone?
Like the thing is, like, even when we saw that, we knew at the time we were like, "Whoa!" Like Han is ice cold, Yeah. But it was also like he also knows this is a kill or be killed situation, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
So, but like you said, as you're watching, you're supposed to kind of hate him. I mean, this is the asshole that when Leia goes, "I love you," he goes, "I know."
Yeah.
Like he's not supposed to be warm and cuddly. He's supposed to be a cold smuggler,
Yeah.
And
he's the rogue.
Yeah. And then eventually you go, "Oh, look, he's got a soft spot."
Yeah, exactly.
And no, that's not a spoiler for what his son does, but
me. But yeah, when you're first introduced to him, he's supposed to be,
he's supposed to be an asshole.
Yeah, for sure. And that's exactly how they establish it. He's like sitting down with this dude and clearly things are stressed. He just blows him away.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, that's how he works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, done, right?
Exactly.
Then he gets all froze up and, the rest is history, I guess. I don't know.
The rest is history. Whatever. What can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can all sum it up with one, a Macklunky, two, with a... It's a trap!
I think you need to find the audio of Macklunky and have it on the soundboard.
I'm pretty sure, especially after this episode.
Yeah.
I think,
God damn it.
I think I agree.
Yeah. But, whew. So how's she enjoying it so far?
So far, so good. Because, like, it's been a long time since she watched the original 3, and she's never watched the prequels.
Yeah.
So it's like it's been fun watching, like, everything kind of, like, tie itself together.
Right.
Which is true.
Right.
Like I keep telling her, I'm like, well, I'm a Star Wars nerd, so I know more about this than I should.
Probably accurate, yeah. Well,
super accurate.
Like with, so you haven't got to episode 3 yet, then, right?
No, we're gonna, next is the Rogue, whatever.
Yeah.
Because, it takes place in between them.
Right.
Got to go by the timeline.
Episode 3 is the best of the prequels, so,
Oh, I mean, we watched episode 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Now we're going to the original 3.
Oh, right. But like you said,
Rogue.
Right, because
Squadron, Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah, I always fuck it up.
Yeah, because you have to see how they get the Death Star.
As much as I would have loved to have thrown in like all 6 seasons of the CGI Clone Wars,
It's so good.
Because I've never watched them. I've watched like the first season.
Yeah, the later seasons are really, really good. The first seasons are good, but it gets so much better as it goes.
Right.
But understandable that it'd take you a minute. Because it took me a while to get through them. Because they're not very long, but it's still a lot of them. It's 100 and some odd episodes.
Yeah, that's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content, yeah. So
I'll have to watch it eventually, though. Because, why not?
Well, and like I said, I think each episode is, like 20 minutes, roughly. So, you really can sit down and just watch one occasionally and, get through them without it feeling like it's work,
Right. Yeah, naturally.
And there's some of the episodes that are like 2 or 3 episode arcs.
Right.
So.
Like any good show should have.
Right. Yeah. Especially the final couple seasons, there's more of that because they're really, really telling certain stories rather than just kind of, hey, this happened type thing. Now it's like, okay, it's almost like they didn't, but they kind of knew. It's like we're getting toward the end of the story here,
Well, I mean, see, just from the little like thumbnail of the show, because I watched the first season, it was pretty good. But it looked like in the one little thumbnail I saw, because you've watched all of them, right? So you can answer me this question: Is Grand Admiral Thrawn introduced? Like white suit, blue skin, red eyes.
Yeah. I know who you mean. I'm just trying to think. He is, but I can't remember if it's on there or if it's Rebels that they really.
Because once upon a time, I used to read Star Wars books, and I was introduced to that character through the books. I was like, this character is awesome.
Yeah, he's a badass.
And he's a badass, yeah. And he was in multiple books that I read, and then when I saw that, like the little screen cap, I'm like, that looks like Grand Admiral Thrawn.
I can't remember now if he was in Clone Wars. He's definitely in Rebels because he plays a large part in Rebels. So it might. I don't remember if he was in Clone Wars or not, though. Man, it's been so long since I've watched it now. I may have to watch it again to remember.
Just that struck me as very interesting when I saw that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, pretty much, I don't know how, like, George Lucas views the Clone Wars and Rebels, but basically, you remember when he said, like, oh, all the books and the comic books are not part of the canon.
Right.
Anymore. It's just the original movies.
Right.
Or whatever.
Whereas Disney's take on it is that all of those things might be canon.
Right.
And basically that just leaves them to be able to pick and choose whatever they want to pick and choose for.
Which is fine, because there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when they get into the Inquisitors and stuff in Rebels, those things are badass. And, it's interesting how some of the characters and stuff, like, I had to look them up because I was like, I don't remember this. And then it's like, oh, this book character was in a book, and this is where they got, like, oh, okay, because I haven't read all of those things and done all, I've paid attention or watched most of the mainstream stuff, but I haven't dove off into a lot of the comics or the, the novels that were written and stuff out there.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, hey, that's a lot of Star Wars talk.
Yep. He sure did.
Which also, I haven't started watching Mandalorian yet, and yes, I know Baby Yoda's adorable.
I'll tell you what, I'm tired of it already.
The memes, I'm kind of tired of memes, but
Christ,
every time I do see it, a part of me is always like, "Aw."
Yeah. Well, you know what's amazing to me is old man rant time.
Old man rant. Right. I wish I needed old man rant sound drop.
Just Twitter is a place where people all the time, almost every day, if you look, there's somebody bitching about someone stealing their idea or tweet or whatever, right? But at the same time, if a format comes out, everybody and their mother will use it. And it's like, okay, if a comedian writes a joke and another comedian takes the same premise, the ba-ba-ba, but just changes kind of the terms in it, you're a hack, you're a thief, right?
True.
But on Twitter, for some reason, people they see it more as though they're just working the format.
Interesting.
And I don't feel that way. I feel more that it's like, look, you can't bitch about people stealing stuff if you post format tweets, because you literally are stealing a format. Someone created that format, and you are using their format. All you're doing is changing the subject, but it's still the same joke kind of a thing. I don't know, whatever. But the thing with Yoda has basically become the same for me. Like, I've just seen so many damn pictures, like, most of them are the same thing. Everyone thinks they're clever with it, and you're not. Most of the time it's you know, like, I keep seeing the pictures of the one where he's holding the little cup, and so many people have the me in the morning, or me on a cold day, or I've seen a bunch now that are like zoom in, and of course it says Epstein didn't kill himself, or it's like it's like, okay, I've seen it a million times. It's not funny anymore.
Right.
Like, quit thinking you're original. Look, like, all you have to do is search. You can figure out that you're not original. like, ugh. So, anyway.
That is the downside about the internet.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, if I'm not seeing a bunch of political shit I don't want to read, then it's, the same damn meme over and over and over again.
Right.
It's like, ugh. It's like, I feel like people are getting... in ways, I feel like the internet's getting worse about memes, as far as, like, it seems like at any one time there's like 2 that are popular. Whereas before it seemed like every day there was some new thing, kind of whatever. I think now everybody seems to be just, oh, this one's popular, and grab onto it in hopes of getting 1,000 likes on Twitter or whatever.
Well, Brian, it's the salty language methodology there, is that you take the concept and you drive it into the dirt.
And then keep fucking it.
And then, exactly. Now that it's driven into the dirt, it's primed to be fucked.
All right, I feel better now.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously, everyone's seen the 2 ladies yelling at the cat.
Yes.
Meme. That's in every variation of it.
Oh, my God.
So, I mean, I totally understand that. I'm not a huge Twitterer, but I do hop on Reddit and Imgur and stuff like that.
Right.
So I get it.
Yeah. I like the originality of a lot of memes and stuff, but then it's like, once a meme's been around for like a week, usually it's like, okay, it's not cool anymore, because now it's going to start making its rounds on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, if you're on Facebook and you see a meme on there, quit using it on Twitter, because it's not cool anymore.
Yeah, suddenly everyone's mom and aunt is using it, and it's over.
Yeah, like, we used to have what do we call it, like the cool radar or whatever, basically. It's like, when a certain somebody would do something, you're like, well, we're done saying or doing that, because it isn't cool anymore. Yep. Similar, like when you're a kid, if your parents start using whatever phrase, you're like, no, Dad, you can't say this slaps,
you know what's funny is I do that to my kids now.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
And they're like, no. And it makes me feel so good when I could just do stuff like,
See, that's the thing, is as an adult to your children, it's your job to do that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure. Because what that does is that it makes them create new terms. Because if every time a song comes on the radio, you talk about, how much this slaps, sooner or later, they're going to probably start using something else.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, it's like, I'm not saying, like, whatever phrase they're using to be cool. I'm just saying it to watch the look on their face.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right. I'm just trying to get a reaction out of them.
Right.
Yeah. Because Leah all the time, I'm like, hey, Leah, how you doing? She's like, I'm Gucci. And I'm always just like, ugh.
Oh, God.
And then with the one time I answered her like that, and she was like, Dad, don't. And I'm like, what?
The best is if you do it in front of her friends,
Oh, God. You have no idea.
Yeah. I imagine that's just next level, like, gold star for parents. So.
Oh, for sure. Exactly.
Because the disdain you get from the other teenagers,
I mean, if there was like a parenting cereal equivalent to Wheaties, when you do that, you'd be on the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he do to get on the box? You're looking at the back of it. Oh,
yeah. That
wow.
makes total sense.
Talking about them dank memes in front of the children's again.
Yep, exactly. The dank memes. Oh boy, he accurately referenced 3 vines to his daughter in front of her friends.
TikToks.
Yep.
TikToks.
That's box
man.
quality.
Come on. At least use current terms. TikToks.
Oh no, Leah watches Vines on YouTube.
That's so weird to me that people still watch Vines when
I know.
Yeah, whatever. It's all stupid.
Yeah, and she references them all the time.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh my god,
I never gave 2 shits about Vines.
I remember when Vine came out, I started an account.
Yeah.
And I made a few, and it was kind of fun, but we only had 6 seconds to do stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think one of them I did several in a row where I was making like marinara sauce. And like the highlight I had was smashing the garlic with my skillet because it was just like bang,
Right.
I was like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I recording this
Clearly,
stuff?
you were a Scorsese in a Marvel world right there, my friend.
Yeah, right, exactly. Speaking of Scorsese, I got to watch that Irishman.
Dude, do you see how long that damn movie is?
Yeah, you got to devote a lot of your life to
Jesus Christ.
But dude, it's Scorsese and all the Scorsese players.
I know, but man, it's over 3 hours long.
Ugh, you'll be all right, Brian.
That is
Trust me.
Long. 3-hour movies we're done with them. I'm done with them. Damn it.
Also, speaking of watching stuff, it occurred to me today we have both let down our friend Garrett.
It's true, we have.
Because we haven't watched Dolomite yet.
Right. You were correct.
So sorry, Garrett.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Yeah, we've been terrible.
We are bad, bad men.
that's
much
accurate.
like Dolomite.
Yes. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. R.I.P.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely need to get on that.
Yeah, I know. Well, with me lately, it's like I've been so busy between work and like everything going on with like just trying to dial in this new house and which is I never feel like I've got free time,
Yeah.
Despite the fact I've probably put on like, I don't know, 20 to 25 levels in Call of Duty this weekend because double XP.
Well, I mean, that's getting work done though. I mean, that's different.
And that's true. I'm going to work. It's like going down to the mines.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you blah blah this weekend? But hold on, let me check. Look, flipping through your schedule real quick. You're like, ooh, double XP weekend, no good for me.
Yeah, not as only double XP as double weapon XP. I can't be there.
Sorry, can you take your first steps the week after? I think I can get you in on Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, after that wears off, I'm really trying to level up my 50 cal snipe.
Right. Or can we just record it? I'm watching it later.
Just FaceTime it.
Yeah, just send me the Vine.
If I'm not looking, it's not like I'm paying attention.
Right? Yeah. Dad, look. Look. Like, I'm trying. I'm down scope.
Yeah, geez, I'm trying. Exactly. I'm ADSing right now. Do you mind?
What do you want from me?
Jesus.
I'm trying to make sure the terrorists don't win, goddammit.
Oh, man.
Show some respect.
Yeah, I just need 3 more headshots to unlock this sticker for my rifle.
Right. God, the sad part is I'm sure there's people out there who, like, live that way,
Bro, that was me last night. I was like, man, I'm tired. And I looked at because, in this you have barracks and it gives you all the challenges.
Yeah.
And I looked and I was like, I'm doing this, like, weapon master challenge where it gives you, like, different... like you got to get so many kills with an assault rifle, blah, 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then one of them was like, you got to get like 5 headshots with this. And I'm like, I'm tired, but I just need 1 more headshot. And then I get this like skull sticker I can put on my guns.
The funniest part
right, 1 more game
is the more tired you are, the harder it's going to be to get that headshot.
Oh, bro, I got it.
No, I'm not saying you won't, but I'm just saying, you're not crisp, right? You're just like
exactly.
kind of nodding off and like, Like, it's a good thing the friendly fire doesn't happen. Otherwise, you'd probably get one just by shooting one of your teammates, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like, that counts, right?
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, whoopsies.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was totally me this weekend.
Speaking
that
of
double XP is addictive, man.
Like, transitioning from this into actual, like, real war.
Okay.
I listened to, I think it was The Moth, had an episode where it was a guy that had done stories for him before. I guess he died, like, a couple years ago. But you know how, like, those storytelling shows are? Like, they'll be like, yeah, this one's from, like, 1985 from blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why didn't you release this by now?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense when they do that.
But this guy a few years ago was telling the story about how, like, right after, like, within, like, a week or two of his 18th birthday, he was drafted. And his first real assignment was basically storming the beach at Normandy.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, holy shit. Well...
I played that on my PlayStation 2.
Oh,
it was
me
terrifying.
too. Yeah, right? Dude, he talked about, like, he grew up and he knew how to shoot really well. And he was going through, training, and he was shooting, and they kept moving him to different groups, and then they wanted him to train people, and he wrote his dad and was like, thinking his dad's going to be proud of him because he's, such a good shot and all this. And his dad was like, you idiot, the snipers are always the ones that get shot at first. He's like, just fall in line, basically, just blend in, don't stand out.
Don't stand out, you idiot.
Yeah. But it turned out like the story he told was so good. It was, just like when they landed and he hit the beach at one point, like basically blew his knee out, and he goes, but you're young, you heal fast. So I get up, and he said he felt like pop, pop, pop in his knee, basically. And I'm like, oh, man. I mean, because I know you can blow some of the stuff in your knee and still walk or move,
Right.
But yeah, it's just his story of just that time is mind-blowing. But it's such a cool thing, like the life he lived afterwards. I guess he could draw, too. So he got an assignment, which was basically... That's what it was. I'm sorry. With the shooting, his dad told him to stick to the dynamite because he knew how to use dynamite because he had worked in mines or whatever. So, his dad's telling him, don't be a sniper, work with dynamite instead.
That's pretty awesome.
But so he was kind of a demolitions dude. They flush out the foxholes, and then they blow them up, basically, so that they couldn't be used again. But his job was to go in and draw them, blow them up, and then redraw them, basically, so they could kind of map stuff. But I think they wanted him to draw it so they could see what they were, the Germans were doing,
Right.
And he, after the war was over, he stayed over in France and went to art school over there. And he said, like, for the first year or two, like, he said basically as long as he was in his military uniform, basically his money was no good. Like, because, hey, you help liberate us from the Germans. So, but the guy sounds like he had a really, just the way he tells his stories was so funny. How, he's talking about one of the most, like, had to have been one of the most, like, not catastrophic, but just craziest days in history,
Right. Yeah.
And he's just telling about different things. Like, he talks about how, like, at one point, basically, his nerves got the best of him, and he had to, pull over and drop trow, basically. And he said his commanding officer just came over and just starts barking orders at him, just like giving him, giving no fucks that he's got his pants around his ankles, basically. So I'll try to find the story and put it in the show notes because it was definitely worth listening. It's like 15 minutes or something, but it was a good listen. And sad that they said that he didn't really start talking about his war stuff until like the last 5-6 years of his life, basically. So,
right.
Because it was too painful and, which is understandable. I can imagine not wanting to talk about, I mean, I can't imagine wanting to talk about that kind of stuff,
Yeah, for sure. Right.
So, but it was very, very entertaining. They posted it on, like Veterans Day, basically, and, but it was a good story. I don't know why I thought of that when you were talking about Call of Duty, but
Well, because shooting stuff, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Wild.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So I got a question for you, Brian.
All right.
I guess this could be something we could do for question of the week, even.
All right.
All right, because it's December 1st.
It is.
Tis. And like I was sitting there thinking today, every year Costco puts out a craft beer advent calendar, right?
Uh-huh.
I've never bought it, and I think next year I should.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually it goes really fast. If you don't buy it like in mid-November, you're boned.
Right. Well, the thing is, it's too bad you don't have things squared back away with all the beers pod, because it'd be great for that.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, too.
Yeah, because you just record them all ahead of time and then just post them, in the 12 days of Christmas.
So, like, what I was wondering is, like, what would your ideal advent calendar be?
Like what, drink? Or
No, just in general. Like, every day, because, like, we used to do for our kids, we had one that we'd shove, like, little fun-sized candy bars in.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Yeah, and I've seen different ones where there's, like candies from around the world, so you can try different ones. And there's obviously, there's Funko Pop advent calendars and stuff. Honestly, the one I think I'd like to have is I entered a contest for one that was it was a whiskey one.
Ooh.
And it was like, each day was a different type of whiskey, and the retail value on this thing was like well over $300. So, I'm assuming they're not rot gut whiskeys, like seems like they'd be okay whiskeys. That would be kind of cool, because I would just like to sample around on the whiskeys,
Yeah, that would be a good one.
And you don't need a ton of it, because like I imagine the amount that they give you for one day is probably somewhere around one, a shot glass of port.
It's probably like one of those little airplane bottles.
Yeah, so, that I would definitely love to try. The only reason I haven't is because of the cost on them. Because I've looked at some other ones that are $50, $100, and it's like, just justifying spending that money.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But I really think that would probably be my thing. Because, I don't know what else. I mean, unless I can try like a ton of different apples that I couldn't normally get.
Right. Just an advent calendar of apples.
Yeah, each day I get to try a new apple. I'd be all right with that. I eat an apple a day anyway, so,
I mean, why not, right?
Be excited to try new apples.
Yeah.
Really quick, not to segue, but for anyone who was interested in the Cosmic Crisp apples I was talking about, friend of the show, Garrett, posted in our group today that as of the 2nd, which is tomorrow, Monday, that they're supposed to be going on sale. Now, I'm assuming that means
Jesus.
I assume that means, in
the
Washington.
Dryer's very angry.
Yes. But anyway, so those should be hitting stores soon. In limited
but
quantities.
Nowhere near us, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll have to look. I hope so, because I really want to try them.
Fair enough.
So, anyway, back to the advent calendar. So what would yours be?
Probably that craft beer one to be
craft beer
fair.
one, yeah. That's understandable. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for that too.
Yeah, I think the one that Costco gets is like beers from around the world, but whatever.
That'd be fine too. I'm not against that either. Yeah.
Because I know like Aldi puts out a wine one every year, and people like jack off about it. Like the last time I went to Aldi, they had a sign on their door that was like, "We don't have any more of these."
Please stop. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
How about one that just every day is a Popeye's chicken sandwich?
That would be amazing.
Just people
about like 15 days in, you're like, what is that smell?
Yeah. No, somehow it keeps them okay all the time.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I don't know how, but like I don't know. Maybe you plug it into the refrigerator or the wall or something, and it just keeps everything. No, it still wouldn't last 15 days. I don't
know. No, not at all.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'll stick with bourbons. I'm sure there's other stuff. I was trying to think of something that's like not drink related. What would I want? And that's a little harder because I don't know.
I mean, I think the candies from around the world would be cool.
Yeah. Just to sample different stuff would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know, it'd be a good one. Just little thumb drives of porn
from around the world. Yeah.
From around the world.
Right. The old used panties from around the world one.
Oh,
you know.
perfect. Yeah, exactly.
Just here's Wednesday.
No, I'm not sure. I think the beer one would be good.
There's probably
food ones would probably be the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would imagine there's a cheese one probably.
Oh, cheese, that'd be good.
Yeah, or sausages.
Sausages, why? Because I know like there's a Hot Wheels one I've seen before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, that's kind of cool and stuff.
I'm pretty sure Lego has one. There's probably some sort of like Barbie one, I would assume, at some point, or different dolls and stuff like that too. You know. Like I said, there's a variety of Funko ones, Funko Pop ones. I mean, you know, maybe, you know, just, you know, random pills that people find, you know? That'd be a good fun one, right? Like women emptying their purses out and you're just like, yeah, here's some purse pills. One for each day. Just to see what happens.
Just pop them and like, go crazy.
No, that'd be terrible.
Get nutty.
Yeah. No, that'd be a horrible, horrible idea.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Right.
Well, so I guess, you know, let us know what your advent calendar choice would be, y'all. If you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember when I'm old man rant. I remember when I was a kid, Brian. You know, my advent calendar was construction paper rings I would rip off until I got to a construction paper bell. And I was like, it's Christmas.
I remember those. I remember making those in school, actually.
Yeah. It's like I never had prizes.
Terrible, right?
Every day.
Man, you're right.
These kids these days.
Getting cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. With their hula hoops and Pac-Man video games.
Their attention spans that can be measured in nanoseconds.
Exactly.
Denslow. Oh man. I don't know. That would be, you know, that'd be kind of fun though. It's one of those things. If I had known about this sooner, I'm not going to do it now, but I would have looked up like weirdest advent calendars or something like that to see, you know, because there's got to be some like what the fuck kind of, you know, because I know I swear sometime over the years, like my mom got basically like one that had different jellies.
Right.
You know, like each day had a different jelly. And the thought on it was basically, you know, you could each day with your breakfast, you tear it open, here's a jelly for your toast or whatever. And, you know, I mean, I wasn't mad at that. I used a lot of them.
Well, Brian, it's funny you mentioned this. Well, this is from last year.
That's fine.
But HuffPo. That's right, HuffPo.
Oh, good. We'll get bad puns, too.
They put up 18 weird, wonderful advent calendars for grown-ups.
Perfect.
So they have the Target Beauty Box Advent Calendar, which is 12 Days of Beauty.
Nice.
Just beauty products.
Mine's just 12 Days of Mirrors, baby. No.
Yeah, baby. A coffee Advent Calendar. That'd be cool.
That makes sense, sure.
A grooming Advent Calendar. It comes with, it's like a men's one, so it comes with like beard shampoo and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a nail clipper one day. Like, thank God I can finally trim my nails.
Oh, here's one, Brian. The Love Honey Best Sex of Your Life Couples Sex Toy Advent Calendar.
Well, there you go. Perfect for everyone.
I see all kinds of dills and chains and straps and all kinds of fun little things.
You know, when you refer to them as dills and then you think back to when you were talking about dill dip, it's your mom.
It's true. Dill dip's just lube.
Yeah.
There's a woman's 12 Days of Harry Potter Socks Advent Calendar.
Nice.
Oh, here you go. The miniature liquor cabinet, cabinet calendar. Personalize a day-to-day couples calendar. Ooh.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, doesn't it? That's probably like, it's like giving somebody a coupon book, like, coupon for a hug.
Like, is there one in here for a slap across the face?
Exactly. Is there a coupon in here for a, beating where you don't call the cops?
Yeah.
The 24 days of tea.
Nice. Like our friend T, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Lewd pictures of
sexy
him.
Pictures of
Yeah.
T.
Like, damn it, where's the thong pic? I'm on 13 already.
This is the Harry and David 12 Days Christmas Gift Tower, which is full of snacks.
Okay, I'm mad at that.
Norman Rockwell pop-up advent calendar.
Okay.
Oh, another Love Honey, 12 Nights of Seduction. Wait, 12 Nights of Seduction plus-size lingerie calendar. All right.
Okay.
The Bath Bomb advent calendar.
That makes a lot of sense.
Does. The beard oil advent calendar.
It's funny because you, as you were saying the bomb one, I was just going to say a beard oil one would be interesting. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
The English Tea Shop.
You know, the best part about the beard oil one is that a little of the Earl goes a long way. So it wouldn't just be like a one-day use probably. You'd get a few days out of each use.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Candy Bar Christmas advent calendar.
Yeah.
And then the Sugar Fino, which looks like gummies advent calendar.
Oh, okay. None of those are really that weird, though.
Yeah, I mean, the weirdest one, and it wasn't even weird, was the sex toy one.
Yeah. And even that,
and it wasn't weird. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'll be ordering for all my friends this year, so.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Funko Pop advent calendar.
I know, I said that.
Oh, my bad.
There's a variety of them, actually.
Dream big. Like, I just found one that someone posted this year. None of these are good, though. I want some goofy shit.
Yeah.
I want, like, like Animal Dick advent calendar or something crazy.
That'd be kind of weird. Yeah. Or different type of animal feces every day.
Something. Give me something, people.
Right. Or, it's an advent calendar of dicks to give someone instead of when a bag of dicks isn't enough.
Yeah, you can win a bag of it. So you're like, I found another one. It's like 15 ridiculous advent calendars.
There has to be one that's like condoms.
Cheese, chocolate.
Yeah, that's not
snacks.
Crazy. Those are normal
gummies,
ones.
Tea, Playmobil, Lego, Play-Doh.
Yeah, delicious.
These are all just standard. Oh, there's the booze one again.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing here, people? Where's the weird shit?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, this one's kind of dope. Not really. It's just tools. But the advent calendar is cool. It's like Santa's workshop,
Yeah.
One for your dog, for dog biscuits.
Of course. Yeah, right.
Whatever. I'm done. I'm done, Internet.
Here's
You've
what
let me down again.
There needs to be one with just a bunch of just terrible gifts in it that is just called a Dadvent calendar. It's just loaded with terrible puns and gifts.
That'd be, or like the White Elephant advent calendar, just goofy ass shit.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
See, we're giving away ideas. That's what we do.
Jesus, man, that's what we need to do for next year. Is the Salty Language advent calendar.
Oh shit.
Where we just put random shit in one and send it to people. That'd should do that. We should make like 3 of them and give them away.
I mean, that would be pretty funny.
We just come up with the dumbest shit we can come up with all through the year.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to do.
No, it wouldn't.
Truth be told.
No, not at all. Like, here's an apple core from Ryan's
stay tuned for
apple.
Next Christmas. We don't have time this year.
No. I mean, we do, but we really don't.
But we don't, to be honest.
We can make it really, really quick, but I'd rather have the time to really, fine-tooth comb what we put in them. And of course, each one would be different,
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Good times.
Good times. Sorry.
Right. Well, that's sad that there aren't more bad advent calendars. You know?
I know, right?
Like, because my favorite things to do, like when I was talking about Twitter, was one of my favorite things was this woman posted like this awful looking dessert that's like the tradition in her family, and she was asking people to basically like, what's the worst thing that shows up at, you know, your family thing, and you know, most of it ends up being some sort of a Jell-O salad.
Yeah, which is always like
weird,
haunting.
Yeah, it's like Jell-O with some rando food inside of it, or like talking about putting mayonnaise on top of Jell-O, and yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
So, yeah, I enjoy that kind of stuff. Or I love like the worst traditions that people have and stuff. Like, you know, like back when somebody would be like, yeah, me and my family try to come up with the worst sweaters we can, back before it was a thing, you know, that was cool. But now it's like, like I can buy ugly sweaters in GameStop now, you know, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, ugly sweaters are just the norm now.
Yeah, it cleared the shark a while ago.
Oh boy, did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the shark starts jumping the shark.
Yeah.
It becomes a problem.
Right, even the shark was like, hey, nice sweater. But
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Oofa.
Yeah. I'm curious to read as people talk about their weird Christmas traditions and stuff, because usually someone somewhere starts a thread on that, you know. Those are always fun.
I mean, I don't think I have a weird Christmas tradition anymore, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, even though the one you guys did, the pickle thing,
yeah,
a lot of people do it, but it's also still considered really weird by a lot of people. You know.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
But it's also not, because there's a lot of people that don't, you know, they use something else, but it's the same idea. You know.
Right.
So, you know, whatever. I mean,
whatever, Trevor.
Whatever, homie. So I forgot. Jeez. Dang it. There we go. Sorry, I bumped my mic, and all of a sudden it wasn't working.
That is a problem.
Pretty awesome, right? Yeah. So I had a thing where I saw a charge come across my account from Spotify, right?
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell? I canceled this because I had Spotify Premium because they had a thing where you could get Hulu for free with it. So I was like, well, I'm paying for Hulu, but for just a couple dollars more, I can get them both, you know, so I figured I would do that. Well, then when Disney was like, hey, you know, we have this bundle thing, I was like, well, I guess I'm done with Spotify Premium because I'm going to move to this thing. And also, I wasn't really using it a whole lot, so it really, you know, even though it was only a few bucks more, it just didn't make sense. So I went in and tried to cancel it, thought it was canceled, and apparently it wasn't. So I contact Spotify, and I'm like, and it's the day after they charged me, right?
Right.
So I message them, and I'm like, hey, I tried to cancel my account, but for some reason it didn't do this. I still got a charge. You should be able to look and see I have not used the service at all, you know, in the last day, you know, basically. So is there any chance that you could just refund my money and cancel my subscription?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And I promptly got an answer later in the day that basically said, you know, you're not eligible for a refund, but don't worry, when your subscription is up, your account will be canceled. And it's like, no, like, I want my account canceled now, and I want my money back. Like,
right.
Because I tried to do it. For some reason, the website, or I don't know, maybe I screwed up. I don't know. But it's like, it just kind of cheesed me off, because it's like, you know, most companies would have just been like, oh, sorry to, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, we can see you didn't use it, so here's your money back. You know?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I've had that happen in the past. WWE did it one time, where again, the account, it was canceled, but for some reason on their end, there was something in their billing that it didn't recognize, even though on their page it showed canceled. But, you know, and they were like, yeah, no problem, blah, blah, here's your, you know, here's the money, sorry about that. And
our bad.
Right, and I really thought Spotify would do the same thing. Well, no. So, I'm trying to think here. Actually, I still have the DMs from them. I'm going to pull it up. Give me a second here. Of course, Twitter decides it wants to refresh instead of just loading what I clicked on. So, like I said, they respond with, all the stuff about, your account will revert to free, blah, blah, blah. If anything else, just drop us a message. And my response was, wow, really? I haven't used the service and it's barely 1 day over. Good way to make sure I won't come back. And their response was, sorry about that. If you never need anything, let us know. We're always looking to improve and would love your feedback. So, of course, I was like, please send me a place to leave some feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love a link.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they did. And I promptly, wrote a nice, master's thesis on, but basically just explaining how it's terrible customer service. And the fact that, I guess it's not. It is, but I understand on their end why they wouldn't, because why should they, right? If I'm already canceling in their eyes, I'm done. Why would they go out of their way to give me money back?
Fair enough, right?
Mm-hmm. But as I said,
at the same time, they want to keep you.
Right. And the thing was, they didn't ask, at that point, they hadn't had me go through the, why are you canceling your subscription? Because there's different sites that will do it. And most of the time with me, if I cancel a paid subscription, like WWE Network, the last time I canceled it, they have a thing that says, would you please let us know why? And I simply said, I just don't have the money. They promptly sent me a thing 2 days later that was like, how about 99 cents for the next 3 months? And I was like, sign me back up, but, and I didn't expect anything like that. It was like, all I wanted was my money back there. And like I said, when I asked, and I was beyond nice the first time, and then they were just basically like, nope. And I was like, okay, so that's going to guarantee that I won't be back. And I wasn't saying that in a like, well, this will leverage them to give me my way. It was like, that's simply the truth. Like, that's it. I'm done with them. I'm not giving them another damn cent,
Yeah, fair enough, right?
Yeah. And I just wanted to, I wanted to mention it because, first of all, it cheesed me off. But also I wanted to mention it because, if anybody else out there, if you're planning on at any point canceling, blah, 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 make sure that it goes through. Luckily their service is not horribly expensive,
Right.
Luckily this isn't like a $50 service or something like that. So, yeah. And just for the record, I fully take responsibility for the fact that I should have double checked it. I didn't make sure I got a confirmation, that kind of stuff, and it looks like it'll cost me, $10 for my mistake. So whatever, but like I said, I just wanted to make sure I mention it to anyone else in case they're thinking of doing these things to make sure,
Yeah, don't get screwed.
Well, and make sure you get a confirmation, and don't expect them to give you your money back, even if you haven't.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah, most of the time, if something charges you, if a site charges you and you haven't used the service, they will give you the money back. Or if you have used, they'll prorate it, kind of a thing.
Right.
But yeah, they are just assholes and decided not to. So, whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate, actually,
Mm-hmm. It's not like there aren't other ways to listen to music out there, so.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. So, anyway. But that was fun.
Was it?
No, I was pretty mad.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was really mad. Because, like I said, I've dealt with enough places over the years that when this kind of thing happens to people, usually the sites are like, oh, sorry about that, and, no problem, or whatever,
You're like, oh, we'll hook you up.
Yeah.
We cool with that.
Yeah. Nah.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. That's all right, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The only reason I really use Spotify is because I've been added to somebody's family account and I don't pay for it.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Yeah, and when the day comes when they go, hey, we don't, we're not going to have you part of this account anymore, then I'll find something else.
Yeah, right? Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, like for me, the easier answer would be Apple Music, because if I paid for Apple Music, it would allow me to also back up like my whole iTunes library.
Right.
Online. So there's an added bonus to it.
I mean, that's true, right?
I'm gonna pay for a service. That's the one that makes the most sense for me, but, whatever. Whatever. What can you do?
What can you do, indeed?
Sit and cry about it on your podcast.
Accurate.
Check mark. Oh, man. So you got anything else? I don't really have much this week.
I mean, the only thing I really have that I felt like we should talk about is, I mean, I know we've both, stated before, we're like, yeah, we've gone to like Walmart and stuff. But did you see what they did for their holiday pay?
No.
Oh God, it's just embarrassing, Brian.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Of course, I'm clicking on the tab, and why would it open? There it goes. It's loading. Okay. So, let me just scroll to the part, the screen cap. Someone took a picture of the employee discount letter. Okay. I'm just going to read it.
All right.
So it says, Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas. We hope you know just, and this is all in caps, how much we appreciate all that you do throughout the year, and especially during the holidays. Thank you for being amazing, and never forget how grateful we are for all that you do. Now, mind you, this is the employees. They don't get holiday pay. This is what they get in lieu of holiday pay.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say, I knew they didn't get holiday pay, which is a load of horseshit for the
It is a load of horseshit.
For the shit you have to deal with that day, you should get extra pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're going to get a 10% grocery discount has been extended to most of our grocery items.
Wow.
This will run from November 21st through January 3rd. Some state and legal regulations require us to exclude some items such as alcohol, tobacco, fuel, milk, gift cards, and prepaid cell phone minutes.
I didn't know milk was in that. That's interesting. I knew all the other stuff, but I didn't know milk would be included. All right.
15% additional discount. In order for an associate to qualify for the 15% additional discount, associates must work all of their scheduled shifts from November 27th through November 30th.
Oh, that's bullshit, man. Because they could schedule you for a shit ton of whatever, making it hard to. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that can be manipulated.
Associates who are not scheduled to work any shift from November 27th through November 30th, or for calling on any of those days, will not qualify, even if they use protected PTO. Wow. If associates are not scheduled on Thanksgiving, but are scheduled and work one or more other days during November 27th and November 30th, they will be eligible for the 15 additional %. Now, mind you, the 15 additional % discount these employees get can only be used between December 5th and December 6th.
Oh, geez. And is it on groceries only?
It says may exclude some items, alcohol, fuel, milk, gift cards,
Well, okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like, could you buy Christmas gifts with it? Because otherwise it's like, yeah, the reason most people work extra time through Christmas is for that extra money.
Yeah.
To pay for gifts. So, all right. Jesus.
So it's just, I'm a fan of the holiday pay.
Yeah.
The fact that they can get an additional 10%. I don't know what they get for a discount as it is.
I'm sure it isn't much.
But I would rather have the money than your percentage off.
Always.
That I can only use for basically 24 hours.
Well, it makes sense too, because realistically, as a store owner, giving someone a percentage off costs you less money than handing them actual money. You know?
That's true.
So, because you have they're buying whatever item, it's like, oh, you're getting this percentage off our markup, basically, instead of actually out of our pocket. So it's, that's a shit move, man. It's like, dude, seriously, it's one fucking day. Like, two, really. Like, because I feel like you should, realistically, I feel like you should get bonus pay, like Thanksgiving weekend, like Thanksgiving through Monday, you should get bonus pay.
Yeah, because that whole weekend is a shit show.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I mean, it is after too, but that's the worst of it, So, yeah, that's garbage, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Especially with all the if then this, and like you have to qualify for it. Can't miss a shift for, whatever reason during the time of the year where people, try not to miss shifts, but also you generally have flus and colds and all that bullshit floating around, so.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, think about it this way.
Maybe there's something I'm missing, and maybe this 15% additional is like, we're like, whoa, that's going to save me a lot of money, but I doubt it.
Well, if you could use it on pretty much anything other than those things you said, yeah, it could, because if you could apply those things to Black Friday prices, get an additional 15% off of things, sure, yeah, you could save. Or if you can use it on bigger items or whatever, like there's definitely money you could save there. But again, the problem is that means the only way you save money is that you spend money in their store.
Right.
What if you weren't going to buy there?
True, right?
Like, what if you've already got your Christmas shopping done or whatever it is? Or maybe you're like, man, I could really use that extra money to pay, I don't know, rent,
Yeah, exactly.
You can't generally hand 15% discount to your landlord and have him go, oh, cool. Unless you're going to do something like a lot of people used to do where, employees before a lot of places put restrictions on like baby formula and stuff like that, like they'd go get discounts on baby formula, sell it to someone else, and then pocket the profit.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. That's that's pretty awesome, actually.
Oh, I'm not knocking it, man. Whatever your hustle is, if you got to do it, do it. But like in this scenario, same thing, right? If you could just be like, okay, everybody who needs something from Walmart, I'm your hookup.
Yeah, right.
Like, come through me, basically, and I can get you 10% off everything. Put 5% in your pocket. No, it's just so shit, though. It's for a company that already gets a lot of shit for what they don't do for their employees,
Yeah.
Seriously. And they make so much damn money through Christmas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they just make so much money in general.
Also that, yeah. That's terrible, though. That's just, yeah. I mean, I hate shopping at that place anyway. I try not to.
Yeah, I also do the same thing.
But
I mean, honestly, a lot of times I go in there, it's more for the show.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, I hope if anyone listening is a Walmart employee, I hope, you find some way to manipulate their system and stick it to them. So.
Yeah, it would be nice, right?
Find something with that discount that you can make big money on, like TVs and shit.
Oh, yeah. Move them TVs.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was curious what was excluded, because I expected, like TVs, video game systems to be excluded from that list, that kind of thing. Because especially like video game consoles have they don't get a lot of markup on those anyway.
Right.
I learned that when I worked at years and years ago when I worked at Best Buy, because we weren't allowed to use our discount on video game consoles because the margin was too small. So basically, they would have been losing money by employees buying consoles.
Like, yeah, that's not going to happen, boys.
Right. As an employee, you're like, how's this my problem? But, as the owner, of course, I can understand, I certainly wouldn't let an employee take something that would lose me money that way either. So, yeah. Well, yeah. Like, that's why it was funny. As you're reading the letter, it's like you can tell by that emphasis early on that
we want to appreciate you.
Yeah. You're so important to us, but fuck you. That's
yeah, exactly. We love you guys. No, actually, you really suck.
We love you as long as it doesn't cost us real money.
Yeah, for sure. Besides the measly amount we're already giving you.
Yeah, right? Jesus.
Yeah.
Boo earns.
Right.
Boo earns, I say. Yeah, it's one of those things, because, like, every year, I always almost get into arguments with people over the whole, like, when people get pissy that, people have to work on Thanksgiving or whatever. And it's like, not everybody does Thanksgiving. Sometimes people's Thanksgiving falls earlier in the year. Sometimes there's people like me who are like, yeah, I'll go work because I can make time and a half to stand around because we won't have any customers. Like,
yeah, right, exactly.
Like, I can make, like, $18, $19 an hour to do basically nothing. And sure, I'll take a 10-hour shift,
Yeah, why not?
Because it helped me catch up on my bills. And the food's still there, like, I can still get the food. And my family all lives in town, so I could literally go visit any of them whenever I want. So,
right.
There's a lot of people out there that don't fall into the whole, norm thing. And there's just people that once they're done with their family thing, like, that's it for the day for them. Like, so stores want to be open. Again, like, I remember I've told the story before, back at the video store, how many times did somebody come in on Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, whatever, and go, I can't believe you guys are open. And you're like,
I was like, why are you here?
It's like, yes, some of them would be driving by and go, oh, wow, they are open. But some people knew we were going to be open and were like, sweet. Like, when they'd ask us days before, are you going to be open on Thanksgiving? Yep. Normal time, basically, or an hour later, whatever the hell it was. And they would most of the time be like, sweet. And it's like, yeah, you're the reason, like, if people bitch about it, it's like
assholes like you.
Yeah. It's like businesses wouldn't be open if people wouldn't go in. It's a weird cycle because you can't really pick which one at this point is the driving force. Because if stores completely closed, people would deal with it,
Right.
But if people would just stop shopping on that day, then stores would go, wow, we're not making any money, and then they would close, Because you have to look at it this way, right? My thing on this is the key with it, is that clearly the businesses make a lot of money, or they wouldn't be open because they wouldn't want to pay people time and a half.
Right.
So, yeah. Like I said, it goes both ways. It's, if you're really that against it, make sure you're not buying anything from these stores on Thanksgiving Day. Otherwise, shut your yap.
Shut your goddamn pie.
You're part of the problem. And like I said, for somebody like me, I was like, man, I'll take it because now I can pay off, my bills easier, So I didn't mind it. In fact, most of the time I would be like, hey, whoever has family things to go do or whatever, like, I'll cover your shift on those days.
Right.
So go be with your family if that's your thing. Like I said, I'm fortunate enough most of my family lives right here in town, so literally the week after we could all get together and have dinner. Like,
go be with your family. Also, give me the loot.
Yeah, right. Well, like I said, man, I could never argue. I was part of the reason that they instituted a rule on Christmas Day. I don't know if you knew that at Family Video. Like, people like me were part of the reason, like, because I was working open to closes on Christmas.
Why not, right?
Because it's an easy enough job, and you're not real busy after a certain time because everybody's done,
Right.
I'm standing there with my thumb up my nose making $22, $23 an hour for nothing, Yeah,
because why not?
Right.
That is why.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, with my parents and stuff, or with people I was with, like, we opened our stuff on Christmas Eve night. So on Christmas Day, unless we went to my grandma's, we really didn't have anything planned,
Right.
So it was like, I didn't care, And again, that allowed me to let an employee who has kids stay home with their kids,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You're just trying to help out your coworkers, goddammit.
I was. And also I was, a better person to have working because you have all those people coming in going, hey, I bought my kids this game system, or we just got this TV and I don't know what I need to hook it up. Yeah. And, and meanwhile, I'm like, okay, you're going to need this and this. And
yeah, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Also this.
Yep.
and you're going to have to give me a $10 tip.
Well, I mean, that's only fair, right?
It's only fair.
Yeah. I did have people try to give me tips on Christmas because I was working that day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That never happened to me.
I had a couple people that would be like, are they paying you guys extra? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, for sure.
Like, sure they are. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like, okay. Like, almost want to go.
That's what you got to do. You'd be like, no, of course not. So they give you a tip.
Yeah, right. Like, no, actually, they take one of our sick days.
It's crazy. These guys are animals.
They used to give us a week. Now they only give us 6 days.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
No, but anyway. Yeah, were you, I was reading some stuff saying that there were a lot of stores on Black Friday that were, a little surprised that they didn't draw the crowds that they normally do.
I think people are starting to get fed up and they're just shopping online.
So much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like this year I heard on the news, it was like, Best Buy is going to be open on Thanksgiving till 8 o'clock at night, and then they're going to close and then reopen at 5 in the morning. It's like, it's just stuff like that. You're just kind of like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Well, the worst part is like when you see the pictures like on Wednesday and there's people sitting outside.
Yeah.
So they can be the first ones to get the, $100 TV or whatever that they have two of. But, man.
I mean, I just kind of hope that, maybe people are starting to be like, I'm not bothering with this anymore because it's sick.
Yeah. Well, it does help that a lot of the stores now, you can get a lot of the stuff that, like the Black Friday deals online. You used to have to go to the stores. Now, even some of the doorbusters things they've got online, of course, in limited quantities. So, and that's my thing. It's like, I'd rather just sit here and try.
Yeah, I could still sit with my family and I'm shopping.
That too, yeah. Well, also, I can jump from store to store. I can't so much do that. Whatever store you pick is, doorbusters, it's like, if you're looking at more than one store for doorbusters, you better have a team.
I mean, after we left Thanksgiving, we're like, man, we don't have any food for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we should go to the grocery store so we don't have to leave during Black Friday.
Yeah.
And the only stores that were like kind of nearby where our parents live was like, one of them is Walmart. It's like, well, let's go see what's doing. And the parking lot, and this Thanksgiving night, was almost from the store completely full.
Yeah. I don't
like to the point I pulled in, I'm like, I just went nope and kept going.
Yeah, and even with like the U-scans and stuff, those lines will be horrible. You know what you do? The move on those times is if you can do the pickup at your car, that's when you use that. Is just put whatever it is you need and just let them pick it out and bring it out to your car.
I mean, we ended up going to Meijer, and it was actually surprisingly not busy.
Yeah, Meijer's a weird place for this time of year. Like, you either catch them and they're full, or it's like, why aren't there more cars here?
Yeah, that's kind of, I pulled in. I was like, well, they're open, but alrighty then.
Yeah, okay, yeah, bully for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the worst part. I was thinking about that even today. I went to Kroger to get, I had to pick up my medicine. We needed just like 2 or 3 things, And I'm like, well, let's see how bad this is, because they do sell toys and stuff. And that adds to the crowd, even though by now usually their crowd dwindles because, Thanksgiving's over and everything. But it was still pretty busy in there. And there were a lot of people that had stuff from like the toy department in their carts. So...
Right.
And I was like, this is why I hate that stores have expanded, in one sense, that stores have expanded their toy section.
Well, it was weird today when I went there because, they had, like TVs and shit.
Yeah, they do this
at the Kroger I went to. I was like, really? And they were like Black Friday sale TVs. And I didn't know what was going on.
Right? Yeah, they've had, like, the One Bite that's in, like, over in Lambertville, the marketplace ones, they've got, because they have clothes and all this other stuff too, so they tend to get, like, way more stuff than the other ones, but...
Yeah, it's bizarre world.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I said it's like I hate it because I get it. I know, obviously you understand why they do it, but I hate it because it's like, no, I want the grocery store to stay damn grocery store so it's only busy right before the holiday.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And you can get in and get out. I don't want to have to, like, if we went to Walmart or Meijer for groceries, you probably have to wait forever depending on when you go, because they're crazy with everything else they're selling. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Old man rant.
That's all right.
That's why I said this is the perfect time of year to utilize that, curbside pickup type stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure, right?
Unless you're getting something where you want to pick out whatever it is you're getting. If it's stuff you can let them be okay with them picking out for you, it's like, yep. That way you just sit there, let them bring it out to you, and then say, see ya, and drive off.
Yeah. Toodaloo, biatch.
Oh, one last thing here. This is weird. So GameStop a few days ago had this one Funko Pop that's like $18.99 normal, right? Well, on their website they had it for $9. So I'm in the store and I see one, and I asked the guy, I'm like, "Hey, can you scan this and tell me how much?" He scans. It's $18.99. I'm like, "Well, it's $9 on your website. Like, can you price match that?" Yeah, they're not allowed to. Isn't that
stupid?
Make sense. Yeah. That's so dumb. A lot of stores will do that. Like if you show them, hey, I found it cheaper on your website, they'll match the price. Right?
Right.
So I look at the guy and I'm like, okay, so if I go sit in the car and order it and do store pickup here, I can get it for $9. And he goes, yep. How dumb is that? But he can't just scan it and go, oh, here's me showing him, on my phone, here's GameStop.com, here's the price.
Right.
He can't price match it. That's so dumb, isn't it?
That is dumb.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
Apparently I wasn't the first one who had asked him that day. He said a few others had asked him, and he's like, it's so dumb. He's like, I don't know why they won't let us do that. So it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll order it online and get free shipping instead of buying it in the store.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, whatever.
Whatever.
Just dumb shit. I don't know. All right, well, you do want to do a Dude Mountain update?
Oh, shit, yeah.
And then we'll
get out
of here.
My soundboard turned off.
Mm-hmm.
We've been over here just yammering.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Come on, soundboard, turn the page. Like Bob Seger, baby.
Yeah.
I hate this thing sometimes. There it goes. Jesus Christ. All right, Dude Mountain.
Dude Mountain.
Oof. I mean, it's basically set in stone what's going to happen here. There's only a couple weeks left.
Yeah, we're definitely toward the end.
Towards the end. The mascot super fight, they're down in the very bottom in the briny broth of Dude Mountain.
Oof.
Tired. Dude Mountain.
The saltiest part of it. Yeah.
The saltiest part.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just barely above them. The degens from up north. On top of me is the salty bottoms, then the sexy Skeletors, the hard passes, the Jackalmarais, and Ditz and Dan. They're all tied for fifth place.
Nice.
My cock's small. Fourth. Intro Motley Crue song, Dr. Feelgood, number 3. The Underdogs is coming in at number 2, and in a dominating number 1 is the Madden 16 picks.
Still holding strong, huh?
Still holding strong. Doesn't make sense, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's your Dude Mountain update. It's just...
So here's what needs to happen next year.
What's up?
Everybody needs to get a copy of Madden 16. And
that
everyone run the Sims through it. And
yeah, that would be pretty funny.
Just a whole league. Or better yet, each person gets a different year of Madden.
Yeah, that would be amazing if we could figure that out.
Yeah. Easy enough to do.
I just don't get it.
No, I don't either. Yeah. Just luck.
I mean,
pure luck. I said just pure luck.
Is it, though?
Yeah, I guess.
Or is the universe, is something weird going on? Do we truly live in a simulation?
John Madden is actually Biff from Back to the Future. He's got the sports almanac, and he's predicting games, but doing just enough so it's not fishy, you know?
Yeah, right? It seems accurate, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's your Dude Mountain update, guys.
Man.
Do-do-do, mountain, do-do-do-do-do-do, mountain, do-do-do-do-do-do, mountain, mountain.
All right.
Bam.
Yeah. So I guess that's the program. Real quick, reminder, just because we're curious. Tony asked the question of what would your advent calendar be, or if you could choose what's in it, basically. Or if you have stumbled across a weird advent calendar, please let us know about it.
Yeah, I'd be very curious.
Mm-hmm. There's got to be like some local businesses and stuff that have done some weird shit, with some or something,
I would hope, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. So, all right. Well, I guess with all that, head on over to saltylanguage.com and check out all the things there. Show notes, links to past episodes. You can find links to the networks we're part of, like the Tangibound Network and...
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. Man, speaking of mystical, I saw a commercial the other night. There's going to be a No Limit reunion.
Oh, shit, son.
I was like, man, I wonder how many people care.
Probably not many.
But, hey, whatever. More power to them. Yeah. So if you want to contact the show, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony. And, we're all over, not really over Snapchat anymore. No. We're all over Instagram. We are on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just go to the saltylanguage.com. It's all there.
Yep. That's right. And yeah, I feel it. That's it, right? I feel like
I believe that's it, Brian.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess until next time, have some leftovers. You'll be fine.
Excellent. Stay savory.
Macklunky.
Goddamn Macklunky.
Do you know what? For anyone who's a Mystery Science Theater fan, if you remember the McCloud episode,
yes,
that's all that's been running through my head the whole time. It's just Crow doing the McCloud thing.
McCloud. Yeah, that's fantastic.